Looking at Juju, obviously signs a 3-year deal after it leaves us. Signs a 3-year deal with the Patriots, worth 25.5 mil. Gets cut a year later. Signs with the Chiefs this past year in 2024. 17 games, 22 catches, 307 yards, 2 TDs with the Chiefs, including playoffs. Missed a few games with a hamstring injury. I guess Spot Check only gives out the big ticket guys contract projections. There was no contract projection for Juju, so I guess that kind of tells you where a lot of these experts see him going this year. And if he's not, he definitely won't break the bank. JD, you mentioned that he does a lot of things. You talked about his blocking ability, just being a consummate pro, a veteran journeyman. I don't think he's going to be on the same tier as Hollywood or DeAndre Hopkins as far as money this offseason. Where do you see the chances of him coming back?
I don't know, man. Just see what they feel like the need. He does a lot of little things well, and I think that's why they love him. That's why I love him, because he's doing the dirty work. He'll come in, he'll make some blocks, he'll get things right. He knows how to read defenses. He knows how to get open. He knows how to sit in the hole in windows. Juju's a good player. He's just not explosive as he used to. So he does have value, without a doubt. The question is, what's the priority over the other two guys, Hollywood, D-Hop, and then Juju? What does that look like? So I don't know. He's not looking for a monster deal. If you could get Juju for something here that, team friendly, sure. Like I said, he's another one of the guys like a D-Hop. He's another guy that has a lot of experience, knowledge. He can help guys out. With compelling stories about what the league is all about. He could tell you. He could let those young guys know what it takes to work. So,
yeah, and he's seen it all, right? Being in a locker room with Mike Tomlin, Super Bowl winning coach, being in a locker room with a crazy guy like Antonio Brown. He can give a lot of wisdom to these guys. And that being in a locker room with us, we've won Super Bowls before. So he's been around the block and also been around the Patriots organization as well. So he's been around.
Yeah.
And he was with Belichick his last year. So Belichick, Tomlin, and Andy Reid. I mean, he's been with some good coaches.
So yeah, he was with Belichick, and then that's when Mayo took over and got rid of him.
Yep. So yeah, he definitely has a lot of wisdom to bestow to the young bucks.
Yeah. So yeah, he's got value there. There.
If he signs another veteran minimum deal with the Chiefs, I'll sign me up for that. Mm-hmm. All right, Mecole Hardman, obviously, with the Chiefs for a while, goes to the Jets, then comes back in 2024, or comes back to us in midseason, the trade. Free agent last year. Doesn't get picked up till like June. We gave him a 1 year, $1.125 million deal, placed on IR with a knee injury in December, played in 12 games, 12 catches, 90 yards, 62 rush yards, and 1 rushing touchdown. Contract projection, NA, they don't have one listed for him. Again, JD, you talked about in the opener, a lot of injuries, kind of not allowing him to kind of, get a kind of a finite role in the offense this past year. Just kind of been the kind of story of his career in general, a lot of injuries. Smaller guy, definitely fits for our offense, but, the injuries kind of stall what he could do for us. Do you think, I know last year we thought this was probably bye-bye for Mecole Hardman. He probably wasn't going to come back, and it looked that way up until June. Do you think this is probably the end for Mecole Hardman's time in Kansas City?
Man, I couldn't even say. You have a young guy like Nico Remigio, okay, who has created value in his return game, has raised his stock. And I think that has put Mecole Hardman in jeopardy as your return guy. And then out there running routes and stuff. I mean, Mecole's he's a fan favorite. He started here in Kansas City, and people love him. Some people don't, dislike him for whatever reason. I like Mecole Hardman. He was one of the guys I said we should have went back and go get, and we did. And we needed him. And he came in and he did his job. Won the Super Bowl with him. So look, as somebody who's dealt with injuries before, it's always a bargaining tool against you about what your worth is, what your worth is not. Uh, and so Hardman, even though they be like, hey, man, we appreciate all the things you've done, this and that, whatnot, man, they'll slap you on the back and push you on out the door. It's the NFL, man. It's the NFL. So I don't know how they feel about Mecole. I'm a Mecole fan. I really am. It was knee injury. What was it that? Yeah, because it seemed like it was more than because it's something like kind of lingered and was like, okay, well, he's gonna be out a little bit longer. So
Well, last year he had that whole stomach thing. Remember that weird like stomach injury? Yeah, he had like surgery on it, and then this past year the knee injury, which came out of kind of nowhere, really, and then they put him on IR. Samaj Guest after that Super Bowl, somebody sacrificed the price to play for redemption. They know Pat the truth, and he's going to be on a mission next season. He said he's going to really study defenses more for next season.
Yeah. So I don't, I don't know what the Chiefs are thinking right now. So the thing is, they know who they have, and then when you start talking about contract talks, it always goes into who can we get for what's the price, team friendly deals, who can we keep. So I don't know if they keep Mecole or not, though, Marcus. I really, I don't know.
Yeah, wish you all several abdominal and groin injuries for Mecole, and then the knee this year.
Yeah, and it's hard, man. You can't make I always say, you can't make the club in the tub. Can't do it. Can't do it.
So. Yeah. It's unfortunate. He's had some flashes. You can make the argument we wouldn't have won the Super Bowl last year without him. What kind of and some of the big plays he had in the Dolphins game, Miami game, the Buffalo game, as well as the Ravens and of course the Niners game. But
made some great plays for us.
Huge. We had no vertical threat, and then he comes along mid-season last year. It was huge.
That's what we needed. So,
all right, and the final receiver that is a free agent for us. There's some fans, Chief fans, who are huge Justin Watson fans. I never saw it. I'm gonna be honest. I never saw the whole Justin Watson love. But there's some fans who love Justin Watson. I'm with Team Brady. Tom Brady wasn't a big fan of Justin Watson. I know,
yeah. You always go back to that. You always go back to Tom Brady like, yeah, who's this guy?
And so in 2023, he signed a 2-year, $3.4 million deal. It's been solid for us in the time he had to step up. He had some decent plays for us. It's crazy. He catches some balls, and I'm like, how's he catching that? Like I remember in one of the Monday night games, like last year, caught a ball. I'm like, what the heck? How's he catching that? But then he dropped some easy passes. But Justin Watson's been solid this year, played in all games for us this year. So a lot of injuries, but yeah, he was a solid guy, kind of a warrior throughout the season. But modest 22 catches, 289 yards, and 2 touchdowns this year. Another one of these guys who doesn't have a contract projection, so probably be around the same, $1.5 million, $1.7 million kind of deal per year. JD, where do you stand on Justin Watson? I know there's some fans who think he would be I don't get it, but there's a lot of fans who think he's like a solid number 3 receiver in the league.
Listen, look, the best ability is availability. Okay. Justin Watson was available for us. And just like Richie Hall said, LOL, he's the only one making catches 2 years ago for us. He was. It was him, MVS. You had Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore. That's what you list compiled of. That was it. But 84 was making catches. He made catches, and he's kind of Johnny on the spot. He's another guy that comes in, does all the right things, plays hard. He's going to know the offense, what he needs to do to kind of get open. He's a workhorse. But in a workhorse like this, do you keep a guy like that? Especially with the guys around you and the type of talent. So, hey, man, this is the NFL, and it's all about production. And you got to have a role, you got to have a purpose, and the team's got to see it. And if they feel like your role has been extinguished and you become expendable because of other guys. That's how it works, man. Teams they don't have to keep you. You know what I mean? They don't have to keep you.
I agree.
Yeah. So like, oh yeah, the fans love you. They okay. Well, shoot. Appreciate it. Go see the fans. You just stay with them.
Well, I think my thing was, and there's a lot of people who do agree that, there's guys who aren't a practice squad, like, Justin Watson's not Justin Watson, Justin Ross's of the world, who more talented guys, more athletic guys. And if they got the reps that Justin Watson got, they probably would have done a little bit more with it than what Justin Watson did. But obviously we're not in practice. We don't see, the effort that's being given out there, being Johnny on the spot, like you said, that Justin Watson may obviously provide a little bit more than some of the other guys. But I feel like if we did give guys like Justin Ross a chance to get the snaps that he was getting, I think a little bit more would have been done than what Justin Watson has kind of produced over the last 2 years. But that's kind of why I was always against him making the team. Was like, oh, I want a more athletic guy, a guy who can be more of a game changer than a Justin Watson in those final receiver roster spots.
Look, Justin Watson took advantage of every opportunity that he got, as he should. And so if other guys wasn't stepping up and Justin Watson was like, here I am, more power to him, right? And he was, like I said, Johnny on the spot. Anytime they needed somebody to come in, kind of make a play, Justin Watson was that guy. And so that he gets a pat on the back from me. That a boy coming in and doing what he can do. Now, you can also argue that some of the passes and deep balls and stuff like that he missed. Like you said, some of the things that look like he missed some easy ones. So is the talent there as well? To be like a number 3 receiver in the NFL. I don't know. Sure, it depends on what team y'all. But boy, I know we needed him 2 years ago. I know that.
Yeah, he did have some clutch plays. He did have some clutch plays for us a couple years ago.
Yes, sir. Yes, he did. So, hey, man, listen. Hey, I got nothing but love for those guys. All the guys you showed, I got nothing but love for you, baby. Got nothing but love for you, baby.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.